Hello everyone and welcome to Harv's World, where we are back on PV Uncharted with Caveman and Firefight and Farmer. Say hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
How is everybody doing today? Ed Reed, thank you very much. Juicy, thank you too. Yesterday was technically my birthday, but we're gonna have the birthday bash on stream today. I mean, it's gonna be a stream, um, and I'm happy to see all of you joining it or joining us for it. Anyway, how is everybody doing? Andrew, Ed Reed, I Play, Richard Roberts, Jordan the Canadian Kid, and Juicy. What's the good word, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much. So, we have been looking around and trying to figure out what we're going to do with regard to a few things, because on this map there is nowhere to buy fuel. You can't buy fuel anywhere, and that's a bit of a problem when you've got a bunch of stuff that requires fuel. So we need to figure out a way to make fuel, and it just so happens the map maker did include a fuel factory, but it requires poplars. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a hard time finding my targeting reticle for my chainsaw these days. Where did you go, oh silly chainsaw circle? There you are. There you are. Wow, that was way harder than it needed to be. Now, I thought about putting this out in our meadow, but I changed my mind because I think we've got a plan for that meadow coming up. And, we'll have to see how it all goes. Don't want to give away too much too soon, because, you know, the minute I say something, then it's not going to happen. So, and poplars are a huge pain in the proverbial tuchus, so we're just going to clear a little spot right here and put in a small field of poplars. And I just want to get these sprouts out of the way. Is that all of them? Yeah, I think that'll do. That'll do. Hey, thank you, Lithgar, and welcome to the stream. Happy to have you with us as we get started here. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be kind of pseudo important to keep this relatively small, because poplars are going to be, if you've ever done sugarcane, poplars aren't too much different, let me tell you. Oh, I missed one. There's a little shrub hiding in the shadows right there. Well, not a shrub, but a pseudo tree. Not no mo. Goodbye, pseudo tree. So what's the good word out there, everybody? How is everybody doing on a Sunday? Everybody have a good weekend? Yeah, let's just start about here. Create fields, drop that bad boy down. There we go. So we do have a bit of an announcement today. As you know, recently members, well, you may not know, but recently memberships started on the HARV'S World, and we have created a new benefit for HARV'S World subscribers, HARV'S World members, I should say. We now have a dedicated server on the HARV'S World Discord. It is a members only server, and what we decided to do was throw up a copy of PV Uncharted, the same map we're playing on, with the same mods. So while you won't be able to play on stream with us directly, you will at least be able to play along in the same fashion that we are if you want to. So anybody who's a member has access to that already. Caveman and I spent several hours getting it all set up yesterday. It's pretty much a blank slate right now. It's up to you guys to decide what you want to do with it and how you want to do it. But if you're a HARV'S World member, feel free to jump right in.
Oh yeah.
Everybody must be watching the Farming Simulator League today. We don't have quite as strong a start as we've had in the past.
Oh, was that today?
Yeah, there's some Giants announced Farming Simulator League a couple hours ago that they were running today.
Oh,
How many people have
I didn't even
interest
know
in
that
that?
was
You guys
today.
interested in Farm Sim League at all?
Me personally, not really.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
not really my cup of tea either. It's interesting to watch once in a while, but it's not like I'm going to go back and track it down, you know?
yeah, I think your farming face-off thing was a lot better. Richard, unfortunately, console players cannot join because the map and a lot of the mods are PC only, and there is no cross-platform for FS19.
With my apologies, yeah, it is PC only. Sorry, Richard. That's the downside. We actually discussed that too, is what can we do for the console players. And maybe in the future we can sort out the technology to get some kind of console dedicated server running. But we are still a small channel, and we're still, you know, a little bit of growing pains right now, but trying to give back to the community. I don't think I'm going any bigger than this, caveman.
All right, I'm just waiting for you to get all of that cleared up. And apparently, we did forget one thing.
Yep, we're gonna need to pick up these bloody rocks. And we are gonna have to
Well,
get the rocks out of here.
bloody rocks.
And caveman at this point has purchased us a tree planter, a pallet of poplars, and I think we needed a fertilizer spreader too.
Yes, we did. And apparently, the planter hasn't made it down here yet.
It is next to the house.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I can pick it up when I go back up there to drop this off then.
Getting some big rocks out of this field.
I can bring it down there if you'd like.
Hey,
You're
Hunter,
gonna have to
Blue
fertilize
Fox,
anyway.
Blue Fox the Hunter. How you doing, bud? I remembered this time. You can teach an old dog the occasional new trick, I suppose.
You can teach an old dog any new trick he wants to learn.
That's true. That's very true. Okay, I think that's gonna do me. I guess I'll run back and grab my truck and come down here and collect these rocks. Well, they're definitely interesting, Lithgar. The PV maps. You know, it does take some getting used to. If you have a solid understanding of the base game, and these kind of maps just expand your knowledge, if you will. And it's a good way to introduce yourself to production chains, because those are coming to FS22. Apparently Giants like the idea, and so many people are including production type stuff in their maps now that Giants just said, well, I guess we'll just do that too. So, hey, thanks, Eric. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Well, excellent, Richard. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been quite pleased with that series, and I keep hearing from everybody who got their start, and it makes me extremely happy, I should say, to find out that people are getting help from that little series. Shift L. Hey Ben, how you doing, bud? Welcome to the stream.
You can just drop it right there, FF. because I'm gonna have to run it with this one.
It looks like we only had 2 big rocks come out of that.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Nah. And that's the best way to do it, Lithgar. You know, pick 1 or 2 and get used to that. And the more you use them, the more you will find out what's out there. You know, at this point, gosh, what have we done? We've done mining, we've done oil production, I've done rum. And I found a rum production plant for my Pineapple Bay series. There's a lot going on out there for productions, and they keep coming too.
Oh yeah.
There's one modder. I don't know where he comes from. His name is Zadelzocht. Zadelzocht. I think he's German though, but he does a ton of global company production mods. Just an outrageous amount.
Oh yeah. Ridiculous amount.
Hey, Matthew Albert, welcome to the stream. How you doing, bud? Whee. Stop. All right. What do we need down there, guys? Anything?
Potentially a tractor with more horsepower.
The International's not running that thing?
Oh, it is, but it's putting along at like 3 miles an hour.
I think that's the nature of the planter.
Oh, okay.
I
It's
think
been a while
those-
since I've used this.
Yeah, I think those intentionally plant slow. And it was my experience that you don't need to do herbicide on poplars either. Weeds don't grow or aren't a part of poplars. Man, we could almost
Okay.
use 2 of those things.
4 miles an hour is the top speed for that.
Yep.
Oh, 4 miles an hour is the top speed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing pretty good at 3.
Yeah.
Pretty
doing
good.
decent.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one, Lithgar, I'll be honest with you. And for that very reason, it's a very fiddly process. Harv doesn't do fiddly. Not at all. So as I was saying earlier, the first phase of our diesel production, because we're going to need plenty of fuel to keep these machines running, is to get these poplars in the ground. And hopefully our poppies should be ready to harvest here in not too much longer. Caveman was supposed to remind me of something and he forgot.
I saw the time up there.
I just changed it like a minute and a half ago. Okay, what else do we have going on? Well, and that's one thing, Ed. So if stuff falls through the map, a lot of times when you load the map, it will go back to your vehicle reset point, or it depends on the map, because sometimes map makers intentionally set their reset point to somewhere completely different, but usually the reset point is the store where you would buy your equipment.
And just a quick note, sometimes if items are too small, they'll fall back through. Even though you reloaded the map, sometimes they do fall back through immediately. Put something like a flatbed trailer or a pickup truck or something, reset something like that, and a lot of times it'll catch it if it's too small to stay on the map any other way.
That's a good safety tip.
Well, I remember it with the gold pans falling through on Yukon. Some of them didn't pop back up until Sharko's truck had to get reset. Then they were there on top of his truck.
Oh, that's how you figured that one out.
Oh, yeah.
Now, for anybody who caught the last stream, we spent a long time mowing most of this meadow. We didn't get it all mowed, but we mowed most of it and tedded it into hay. We got 750,000 liters, 750,000 liters of hay off of this section, and sold that for about 80 grand. So we're actually doing okay financially. Yeah, and something else, and I learned this, you know, how I figured out about the reset point myself was there's a mod, it's called Great White North Supply, and I love the mod. I absolutely love it, and we are actually using it right now. But it allows you to buy single bags of seed, 50 liters. But those bags like to fall through the map too, which is incredibly frustrating. And I hope they find a way to resolve that in FS22, stuff falling through the map. Now, how often would you need to buy single bags of seed? Well, I think for your average player, probably never, but it helps with those of us who do role-playing series and stuff like that. I came down here for a reason. Oh, I know what it was.
Laugh at how long it's going to take me to plant this field.
Yes, that's what I was doing. Juicy, that is an excellent question. And we do have a plan for this playthrough. We have a big ultimate goal that we're going to be shooting for, although we haven't announced that yet. What do you think, Caveman? Should we fill people in on what our ultimate goal is?
I mean,
or do we hold off on that?
I think we ought to let them see if they can guess what it is.
That's a good point.
Give them a hint and let them see if they can guess.
All right, give them a hint.
Let's see here. My hint is going to be bales overcomplicate the process.
Bales overcomplicate the process. That's a good hint. Man, talk about a hint that's non-specific. There you go. That's your hint. Bales overcomplicate the process. So if you guys can guess, we'll tell you what it is. And I've got to show you something that Caveman did. This was pretty spectacular, I have to say. Anytime we add mods to a map, Caveman always goes in and just double checks them to make sure that there's no glaring issues and we're going to get mod conflicts and stuff. And so when he went in and checked this international harvester, he slapped this on the tail end. You see that? He threw a Harv's World logo right there. Right there on the back of the harvester. I thought that was pretty outstanding.
Also gave that harvester custom sound files.
That's true.
Because by default it was just using the same sound files as the base game Bison.
Oh, look at that. We have got poppies. So I guess while you're planting over there, I will start over here. I need to grab my truck though, because we're gonna need something to unload into. Or I am.
FF, you might want to go give him a hand with that. I'm gonna be a while.
You're probably.
I mean,
oh, go ahead, Kevin.
at like a meter wide and 3 miles an hour, it's gonna take a while.
Yep, it is going to take a while.
And I just found something I did not know.
What's that?
Don't run it backwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you run it backwards, it acts like a power harrow.
Oh, so you're mowing down the trees you just planted, or the poplars you just put in?
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing.
Oops. I'm sure it's not going to be a crisis or anything. And yeah, we'll pretty much be unloading into my truck, FF. It's all we've got.
That works for me.
Aight. Okay, so we've got making lots of silage or animals. And Richard Roberts says a cattle operation. And hello, Dennis McNett. How you doing, man? Welcome to HARV'S World. Welcome to the stream. Oh, wow, Ed. Wow. Yeah, you probably don't want sparks in your hay. Caveman is planting poplars. Because we need to harvest poplars. When you harvest poplars on this map, they turn into poplar chips. And poplar chips are required for making diesel. So we need to get our diesel operation up and running first thing. That's our big goal for the moment.
Oh, yeah.
I will be right back.
Alright. Okay, well, somebody did guess right. We are going to be doing a cattle operation. That's our big goal for this map, but it's not just going to be any old cattle operation. We are going for the mega cattle operation. Stupid huge. What do you think, K-Man? Shooting for about 10,000?
We're shooting for as many as we can get.
There you go. Shooting for as many as we can get. And there's plenty of opportunities to make money off of them on this map because, well, we're going to have to implement all of this stuff. I mean, this map does not allow you to cut corners. If you want it, you have to get in, buy it, build it, the whole 9 yards. So at some point we should have a dairy herd. We should have beef cattle herd. Yeah, we're going to do it all, and that means we're going to have to buy a dairy, build a dairy. And I'm just about full, so I need to go empty out. Well, Bruce, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for becoming a homesteader.
Welcome to the homesteader, Bruce.
And one added benefit of being a homesteader that isn't posted, we just added it, is that if you're playing on PC, you are welcome to join the HARV'S World dedicated server. You just have to jump into Discord, make sure that you link your YouTube account to your Discord account, and then you will see the YouTube channels, and we'll have all the information you need to jump on the Harv's World Discord. Harv and the Cowboys. I like the sound of that. Harv and the Cowboys. Yeehaw.
Cowboy.
Giddy up. Now I've got the theme from Bonanza stuck in my head.
You want to know something kind of interesting?
What's that?
The melody that was used in the theme song for Bonanza is also the same melody used in the theme song for Little House on the Prairie.
The melody?
Yep.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to both of those now. Ed, that's pretty good. Harv's Hoofers. Then we'd have to learn to dance, though. Or a dancing cow could be our logo. Well, you know, a dancer is also called a hoofer. Okay, maybe a lot of people don't know that, but it's true. Dancers.
Oh, it's better being called a heifer.
That's true. You know who Christopher Walken is?
Name doesn't ring any bells.
He's an actor. He's got a very distinct voice and a very distinct way of speaking. He's an old school actor now. He's probably in his 60s at this point. But he's got this very unique way of talking. And he's also apparently a dancer, which I didn't know until a few years ago. But he did this great video to Fatboy Slim's song, and I can't remember which one. But it's him dancing, and it's absolutely spectacular. It always amazes me when famous people like that, and you only know them for one thing, end up being like truly multi-talented that way. Smiling cow, dancing cow, laughing cow. Although, isn't there a brand of cheese called Laughing Cow?
Yes.
Yeah, we'd be slapped with copyright infringement lawsuits. This is a pretty sweet little harvester, I have to admit. Although, until we get a second one running out here, this field's going to take quite some time. Where's Sharko?
Don't know. Where's FF?
I think he had to go eat dinner or something.
Really?
That's the rumor.
Okay. Yeah.
At least he remembered to get out of the truck. I think he got out of the truck. Yes, he did.
Oh, that's good. Next time we do this, Harv,
Yeah?
I'm thinking about buying a second planter.
Or at least leasing one, huh?
Yeah, do you know why?
Because it's going to take for bloody ever.
Well, if I put one on the front and one on the back, I don't have to turn around. I can
Oh.
just run back.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Oh,
Although it'd be a
Andrew.
whole better with GPS, but we ain't got that luxury yet.
Andrew, that is brilliant. Brilliant. Great association. Have you ever heard somebody say we need more cowbell?
No, I can't say I have.
Okay, well, that's one of the things that Christopher Walken was famous for. I think it was a Saturday Night Live skit, and he's out there saying, "We need more cowbell." And Andrew just said, well, if you're going to do cattle, you need more cowbell. It was perfect. Have you ever seen Pulp Fiction? That's a
Don't
negative.
think so.
You'd remember if you did. Darn it.
Isn't cowbell technically a type of flower?
No, a cowbell is an actual bell.
Oh, you mean like cowbells? Like
Yeah,
put around a cow's neck? Is that
right.
what you're talking about?
Yeah, but they sometimes in like rock and roll or even
Oh,
symphony
the
orchestras
instrument.
use them sometime. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about
but
now.
it's the same bell.
Okay.
But that's what he was talking about. He's like, we need more cowbell.
And yes, technically I could run both. It would be pull forward with one on the back turned on and drop down to plant. Raise it up at the end of the row, cut it off, and then turn the front one on, and then just back up.
I can tell you one thing, dude. Before we buy another tree planter, we need to buy a bloody trailer of some kind. With the amount
We
of
don't have a trailer.
poppies coming off this field and my little truck. I mean, if I had a full-time chaser bin driver, it wouldn't be a big deal. It'd have plenty of time to run back and forth and empty.
Yeah.
But since somebody went on their lunch break, like food is important or something. Yeah, he was in the deer hunter.
Well, now, let's see here. What trailer should we get?
Oh, Man on Fire, that's a good one.
Should we get that one we were talking about trying out? The one that goes with the harvester for the poppy? Not
Yeah,
poppy, for the stuff I'm planting. Poplar.
yes.
Okay.
Sure, go for it. Yeah, that's a good one. Have you ever seen Catch Me If You Can?
Oh, catch me if you can. That really sounds familiar.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks. It's based on a true story about a guy who, as a teenager, ran away, and he ended up becoming like one of the world's greatest forgers and con men, and he was acting as if he was an airline pilot and stole millions of dollars from the airlines, and he had a role as a doctor at one point and an attorney at one point. He like totally scammed everybody into believing he was actually qualified for these positions.
Okay.
Tom Hanks was the FBI agent trying to track him down, but Christopher Walken played his father in that movie. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. I mean, how can you not watch a Steven Spielberg movie?
I don't know. Okay, well, we have a trailer now. It just needs to be fetched.
I agree, Richard. I do like Catch Me If You Can quite a bit. I'm a big fan of most of Steven Spielberg's movies. Not all of them, but most of them. I'll be honest, I know I've seen it, but it's been so long, I don't remember Sleepy Hollow.
Isn't that also a book?
Yeah, it's a fable or a fairy tale, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
I think I remember having to watch that movie and read the book in English class.
I don't think it's like a full-blown novel. It might be a short story. Or
I remember something about the movie and book dealing with that in English class.
Eric says the logo that you put on the Harvester Caveman is a lot like the International, the old International logo.
Which logo that I put on the harvester?
The Harv's World logo. And that reminds me, guys, Harv's World methane wrench, that's funny. Not to put a damper on anything, but I heard a very sad story this week, and I wanted to share it because I feel like it's kind of important. So in Ohio this week, there were three brothers, all in their late 30s. I want to say they were like 35, 37, and 39, something like that. Anyway, these guys work on a cattle farm, a dairy, and all three of them were killed, died in the same accident. They got trapped in a manure pit. They got trapped in a manure pit, and the gases coming off of the manure killed all three of them at the same time, which is horrible and devastating for a family. But the reason I wanted to bring it up is because, you know, Farm Sim is a game. It's all well, good, and fun. And we enjoy it, and the whole point of streaming it and playing it and all of that is just have a good time. But let's not forget that farming is actually a very hazardous activity. And a lot of people lose their lives, limbs, and loved ones trying to bring food to a hungry nation. So I just wanted to throw that out there. You know, a little respect for the farmers out there. I think we all have that anyway, but just that reminder, you know, brings it home a little bit more than we'd like it to sometimes.
Look, one pallet of this is not going to be enough for this field.
It's not?
Nope.
Man,
It's going to be just shy of being enough.
when I did the test run, I only used 500 liters. I must have made that feel a lot bigger than the test run. Oops. I didn't feel like it was that much bigger, though.
Well, it could also be to do with the fact that, you know, I thought I could maybe get it to plant backwards, but it acted just like a power harrow backwards. So, that was at least 100 liters that I lost with that theory. But, so do you still want me to just plant what I've got and call it a day, or do you want me to go get another pallet?
Yeah, just plant what you got and call it a day.
Alright.
I don't think, I mean, based on, because I planted right at 500 liters and got just shy of 11,000 liters of poplar chips when I did the test run.
Oh, so we'll be plenty good then.
You're going to have to circle back around FF because you've got a swivel axle trailer. Or put it in the bed of the pickup.
Yeah, it was either that color, two different colors of blue, or green or yellow, and I figured that was the closest to your color anyway.
That works. Yeah, combines are incredibly dangerous. Like crazy dangerous. So on this map we have a lot of options with new crops to plant. We are gonna get this field replanted ASAP because frankly we're starting off with not much money. So we need every penny we can muster.
Don't forget, we also need to build the diesel factory, or the diesel plant, or whatever you want to call it.
And that too. We're not going to do that yet though. when the poppies are ready, when we actually have somewhere to, or when we actually need the diesel factory, just in case we've got other expenses that pop up.
Okay.
Don't have crop destruction, do we?
Nope. But don't drive through the crop. We don't play with crop destruction on, but we play like crop destruction is on. How about that?
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely, Ed. Be any power equipment. Use common sense and just be bloody careful. Yeah, even lawnmowers are dangerous. Crazy dangerous. People get hurt on those things all the time too.
My first medical run as a firefighter was a lady was riding her 60-inch rider mower on about a 50-inch area that was about 6 foot off the ground, and she just was texting or something. She said, I don't exactly remember the details, but she had fell and the mower flipped on top of her and broke her arm. That's all that happened to her, luckily enough. But
No kidding. Holy crap. Texting and mowing.
Texting and mowing.
Texting
becoming
and
a
mowing
phenomenon.
do not mix. I got a friend who texts and drives all the time, and it just makes me so incredibly nervous.
Too many bad statistics for that.
Right? Although,
Alrighty.
this week for my new job, I had to take a 4-hour-long defensive driving class.
You had to take a defensive driving class for your job?
Yeah, because I'll have to drive their vehicles from time to time.
Oh.
It was 4 hours long, and they actually are now, statistics are now reporting that it's more dangerous to be on a phone call while you're driving than even texting and driving.
Okay.
There was a whole section of the class on distracted driving and how dangerous distracted driving is. The toad jumped up on your mower. Wow. I play. That's funny, but not funny at the same time. Marriage would get him into trouble. That's right, Ed. Government vehicles. That's exactly right. That's the one, Lithgar. The 5 keys of safe driving. That's the one. I thought I would never get through all of that information. As long as I'm paying attention, at least this harvester keeps a nice straight. Oh. Now you got your work cut out for you, FF. 2 harvesters to keep track of.
It's alright, I can handle it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got to take it every 2 years also, Ed. Oh, wildlife car. No, it wasn't that involved. This was all online. Maybe if it wasn't for the COVID, we would have had to take a practical like that, but this was all just online information. Lots and lots of videos. That's it, Ed. The NFC, that's right. He still is, Juicy. Juicy's asking if you were a firefighter in real life, FF.
Yep, still am. Have been for, oh my goodness, 2 years. 2 years and 3 months, I believe. I'm still new.
For some reason, Caveman, in my head, I had you coming down a different way. But it's alright. I'll get it right the next time.
What do you mean? Coming down in a different way?
In a different part of the field. That's alright. I just had to make a mental adjustment. Now I know where we're at. Yeah, we're having a slower stream today than usual. We're breaking records left and right, and now,
It's gotta be so many people interested in that farming simulator league.
that's definitely a possibility.
The only explanation I can come up with.
I don't know who else is streaming, though.
Wait, there's firefighting simulators too?
Yep.
Flanders Fields, nice. Mouse, buddy, how you doing, man? How'd your stream go today? Mouse also streams PV Uncharted. You might want to put your pipe in, Caveman. Unfortunately, since we don't have equipment with GPS yet, offsetting by one row so that you can turn around, and we just don't have that yet.
It's all good. As long as our chaser bin driver keeps up, it's all good.
Is he another Sharko hiree?
I hope not. I hope he's better than that. If you got a name like you should be better than that.
I try my best, sir.
Well, I'm 90% full. That's my call out to my chaser bin driver.
You're right, these things do hold a pretty straight line once you get them lined up.
And I got full, so and I feel like I'm on Clarkson's farm all of a sudden.
Why is that?
Because Clarkson was running chaser bin on that show. Where are you going? Oh, you're coming back around, or?
Yeah, I wasn't lined up. This block trailer isn't working right.
Alright, and you just stay put.
How much poppies do we have already? Our hemp is not going to be ready for a good another several days. Only 20,000 liters so far. We did not get an update. In fact, I don't even know. Is it a non-restart update? I would hope. We'll have to check after the stream.
Yeah, we'll check after the stream.
Oh, that's
Exactly
awesome,
what
Mouse.
is that, Mouse?
Take care, Dennis. Have a good day, man.
Take care, Dennis.
Oh, 4 new sell points. Okay. So just additional mods. We are quite away from building any kind of town or anything yet. We're just getting started.
Oh yeah, just getting started.
Poppy seeds will be used for, at least for now, as a cash crop. Although I'm sure there's a factory somewhere that would ask for them. Well, I don't smoke, Ed, so no worries there. I actually don't think I will be driving it that often. But I will have to drive it next Friday. That's why I had to take the course now, because I have to take the car next Friday. Hey, Off-Road and Outlaw, how you doing, bud? So, to get this map, the only way that I've discovered, there's no direct download for it. You have to get PV Tools. It's a mod manager that the guy who makes this map, Dajnet, D-A-J-N-E-T, created. You'll have to make a folder for the map and then use that PV Tools to download and install all of the files for PV Uncharted. It's the only way I've seen that you can directly get this map. Mr. Swede, how you doing, bud? Maybe occasionally, Ed. Occasionally, from time to time. But I know better than to do that. We do have a Sharko Chaser bin driver, because I'm full again and sitting waiting.
He was unloading me because I was full, and then he had to go run to empty, I think.
Yeah, I know.
I was almost empty.
Oh, you got everything loaded up there.
Caveman put it in the bed, so.
Hey, whatever works.
Hey man, I was putting it wherever it fit.
Is there an actual website where people can go, Mouse, or is this a link that you have personally provided? Oh gosh, Mr. Swede. Working all night. That's good to know, Mouse, because I searched and searched and searched and could not find any reference to it on any of DashNet's sites. There's nobody linking it anywhere. Must have to have the inside track like Mouse does. Modders are very protective of their mods, and for good bloody reason, because they do tend to get ripped off by people. And I can't blame them, and I always just assume that he instituted the whole PV tools thing just to like prevent the search engines from going out and capturing his mods and or uploading them to all those sketchy mod sites out there. Well, that's not so bad, Mr. Swede. I'd do 8, 12, and 12 in order to have the rest of the week off. 3 days on, 4 days off. Sign me up. All right, Mouse. I will track that down and make sure I add it into the stream description. Oh, okay, okay. I have not personally caught any of his streams, so I'm going to have to rectify that.
See, that was a beautiful turnaround right there, Harv.
Yours? I missed it. I was looking at chat. Well, congratulations, Jordan. Good for you, bud. I might know a little something about that, having just done that myself a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now. I did check the PV Discord, and I don't recall seeing any links on their Discord to PV Uncharted. I've got a good straight shot through here, Caveman, so I'm gonna
Alrighty.
just keep going and leave the rest of that row for you. I absolutely get where you're coming from on that, Mouse. I absolutely do. It does have the option to reset to defaults, though. So if anything ever gets jacked up, you can always just reset it to its defaults and start over again or uninstall it. That's a good question, Juicy. You know, I've been too busy to actually think too much about it, I'll be honest with you. You know, I mean, I miss the people, of course. I left a lot of good people behind. But the job opportunity is fantastic. And once the smoke clears, and I mean that literally, not figuratively, because the forest fires near here are so bad that we get horrible, horrible smoke from them. I'll get out and start doing a lot more exploring, which is really what I'm looking forward to, because there's a lot of very interesting stuff near where I live. But on the whole, I like the place well enough, and everything is going as well as can be expected, so I can't complain. And everybody's been really good about keeping in touch, so I'm actually really surprised by how well these harvesters hold their course. Man, you set them on a line and they just stay right there. Oh, so tell us about you guys, man. What do you guys got going on out there? Anything new and exciting in the world? Jordan told us he's getting an apartment pretty soon. That's pretty awesome. Have you lived on your own before, Jordan? I mean, I don't know. You call yourself Jordan the Canadian kid, so I'm just wondering if this is your first time out. No, Ed, I do not work for the BLM, but I do work with the BLM. And there is a lot of BLM land in Nevada. A lot of it. Oh, there you go, Jordan. Well, you're about due then, bud. About due to go out there and see how bad the world can kick you in the butt if you don't stay on your toes.
We're not gonna hit, are we?
Nah, we're actually too far apart. By just
we're
a
not.
smidge. Just a
That was
smidge.
perfect.
Nah, I had to shift over a little bit to get the outside row. Oh, there you go, Mr. Sweet. Yeah, pay attention to where you're driving, man. Those things can be pretty killer. Don't want to accidentally run over somebody with your forklift. That would be bad, okay? No, that's cool, Ed. No worries. Yep. You can ask anything you like. Feel free. I may not answer it, but feel free. I'm actually just about to start researching information about Sweden for the Baltic Sea series that I'm going to be doing. I've got information on Denmark and I've got information on Norway so far, but I don't have Sweden. This one's going to be close. Oh, look at that. Now that was perfect. Or did you move over?
I moved just a tiny bit. And when I say a tiny bit, I went from 270 even to 269.9.
We don't need GPS where we're going.
Oh, Lithgar used to work for BLM. That's cool. Totally cool. Nick Price. I'm doing great, man. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Very soon, Juicy. I don't want to give a specific because then if I don't meet it, people are going to be upset with me. Which I understand, and you're welcome to be upset with me. But I'd rather not. It's coming very soon. I'll tell you, I was working on the off-the-grid map today, actually, and yesterday. And I've had so much going on that I literally had to go back and rewatch every episode of Season 2 of Off the Grid to get caught back up on where I was at and where we're going. Because a lot happened in the last couple of episodes, especially with the plots of land and all of that. And so I just had to take some notes. And now what's going to happen is my video schedule is going to change. Videos won't be quite as frequently, and I will adjust that as I get more settled into my job and all of that. But I'll still be doing 2 series at a time. Off the Grid will be coming back, and I will be doing the new Baltic Sea, the Scandinavian series, but I'll probably be posting 1 video per week on each of them. I'm not sure what day of the week just yet. Oh, and that's right, Jordan's got a birthday coming up a week from today, actually. And I'll say happy birthday today, Jordan, but don't let me forget next Sunday, because we will be back. Can we grow medical 420 in FS? Well, the closest we can get in FS is hemp. It's not technically the same thing, but people like to pretend it's the same thing anyway.
Yes, they do.
And so, we do have, our other field is actually planted in hemp. Adrian Rodriguez, welcome back, bud. Oh, and I just bumped the mic. My apologies if that pounded in your ear. Oh, and I apologize. Prevost Nathan, welcome to the stream. I try to give everybody a shout out. Hey, Willem Coatsy, is that Coatsy? I apologize if I scramble your name. My take on the new FS22. My take is cautiously optimistic. I think they're doing some interesting stuff. I can't wait to see what it is. I genuinely think most people are going to be interested, but I can see a lot of people jumping in right away and then switching back to 19 for a few months until the mods catch up.
Oh, I could definitely see that happening.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty addicted to mods at this point, especially on the map level. Now, you can make do with the tractors and equipment that you have, but the maps, no.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that they are going to be putting production chains in, which is going to be nice. You won't have to track down maps. And people like Dashnet will just be able to incorporate them automatically, and you'll see a lot more production maps, probably like like this one showing up on the mod hub. At least I would expect so,
That would be a beautiful thing.
because that's already going to be a function of the map making process. I hope.
Well, if they're going to have productions built in, you would think it would be really easy to incorporate the new production style in and not have to worry about it getting complicated.
What I wish they would do is I wish that they would build in a nice simple way for modders to add additional crops to the map. If you know what I mean.
Yes, to where you don't have to have it map specific. You could just download and install additional crops.
Right. That's exactly right.
Well, they did say they were trying to make modding easier for modders this go round.
Good.
But we all know that could be a beautiful thing or a nightmare.
If this game's going to be as advanced as they say it's going to, I'm curious to see how it's going to run on your old gen consoles. You see how bad FS19 runs on PlayStation now.
Actually, it's supposed to be a lot better optimized so that it will run easier on consoles.
That's exactly right. And just because of the simple fact that their new loading mechanic for only loading what's on screen instead of loading everything that's on the map all the time, that is going to improve the runability of it so much.
Even for PC players with lesser machines, it's going to make a huge, huge difference.
Right. And PC players that have beast machines, it's just going to run that much better.
Oh,
They're
absolutely.
just going to be able to do that much more with them.
I'm a little iffy on them requiring seasons. I can see where that would be an important factor for them, and it does make a lot of sense. You know, people have argued why has that not been incorporated into the base game to begin with. And yeah, I can see that. But Seasons, as it stands right now, at least the version of Seasons that we have right now, changes everything about the way you play. Absolutely everything. Oh, and I cut this one too narrow too.
It ain't nothing but a thing. We'll get it. There's
Okay.
already some cleanup work that has to be done. So,
Everybody's having a birthday in August. Ben Fothergill's having a birthday coming up this week too. Happy birthday, Ben.
happy birthday.
Source code changes with Windows 11 are coming. That's a good idea, Juicy. It would be nice if they'd allow some additional personalization in the game. So if you have a farm, or you could personalize a logo for your farm, and then that would get put on your vehicles. That is a great idea, actually. One I wish I would have thought of. That's a really good idea.
That would be beautiful.
They are talking about customizable license plates for vehicles, tractors, and everything, but I don't see how it would work. But
That's actually not as hard as you would think.
If they do it like the mod that's already on Mod Hub, it's going to be bad. But if they improve upon that idea, it could be good.
And
But
they
like-
have promised more character customization as well, but we shall see.
But like the truck simulators, you can like build a company logo in those, right?
I don't know about that, but I know there's quite a few online, like MMOs, where you can.
Kevin, how you doing, bud? Always good to see Kevin with us. And if you missed it, Kevin, Juicy was just asking when videos are coming back. I said soon. Trademark, soon. But I don't want to give anything away because if I miss the date, I don't want anybody to be disappointed. And also, just so everybody does know, I will say once again, an added member, a Harv's World member, which would be a helping hand, a homesteader, or a helping hand Harvestonian or homesteader, has access to play this map on our dedicated server, accessible through the Harv's World Discord. If you do choose to become a Harv's World member, make sure to link your YouTube account to your Discord account so that Discord recognizes you as a Harv's World member.
Yes. Also, I don't know if you've mentioned that or not, but it is PC only.
And unfortunately, yes, we are limited to PC only for right now. Hey, Harley Quinn, how you doing? Welcome back. When I get done unloading here, Caveman, I'm going to switch to the end of the field, and then we won't have to...
I was getting ready to go switch back and hit some of the missed spots.
Oh, okay, be my guest. And I will just keep going where I'm going.
Because, you know, we need to get every little bit we can off of this. Why don't you look at that?
Yeah, we need every bloody penny we can make. That is correct, Lithgar, but I don't know to what degree seasons are required in FS22. From what I've been told, what I've heard, and again, we won't know until the game comes out, that you'll always have seasonal cycles, but I think you can turn off the functionality of seasons so that you'll still have basically FS19 style gameplay. You'll just continue to go through seasonal cycles. But if you activate seasons functionality, then you're going to run into crop rotation and all of the stuff or a lot of the stuff that we currently have with seasons. Hey, Drew's Network, how you doing, bud? Welcome to Harv's World.
Hey. Yeah, that's pretty much how they explained it when Giants was trying to explain it, Harv, is that it was going to be basically your crop rotation and your planting period and harvesting period and stuff like that was what would be turned on and off.
Right.
But your snow and different seasons were still going to happen. It just wasn't going to affect crops anymore.
Yeah. So essentially FS19 gameplay with seasonal cycles, so you would have snow in the winter, but your corn would continue to grow, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Doing
I'd
well,
love
man.
to be able to.
Go ahead.
I'd love to be able to see plowable snow, because like if you plow now with the snow on the ground, you can't really tell where you're plowing. I'd love to see that as an improvement.
I'll tell you, Lithgar, Seasons is actually a really nice change of pace. I do enjoy playing Seasons, but you're right. I don't want to do it all the time. And I will throw this out there before I say anything else. It's your game, play it your way. You paid for it. Enjoy it however you enjoy it. A lot of people out there are searching for every ounce of realism that they can milk out of FS19. You know, all the mods where you have to literally get out of your tractor and manually go hook up an implement or a tool. Manure system where you actually have to, you know, grab hoses and hook up to slurry pits before you can fill up your slurry tankers and stuff like that. I don't need that level of fiddly in my gameplay. But a lot of people just want that extra realism. But it is nice to be able to not play seasons once in a while and to throw it on once in a while. Because it does change everything so much.
Yes, it does change it a lot.
Ben raises a good point. Even with seasonal cycles or the season's functionality turned off, moisture might still be a harvesting problem. Although in the real world, I mean, that is actually a huge concern for farmers. They have to have moisture testing machines. They can go out in their fields and grab some grain and test it, and if it's not dry enough, they have to wait before they'll start running their combines over it. Holy shnikes, are we actually done? I'm gonna have to slow down time again.
I think we're getting close.
Well, I think you're on the last pass. You picked up all the extra stuff, right?
I think I got all of it.
There's a little bit right to your right there, Harv. You just passed it.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, well, it's still rendering in for me, so.
I think Caveman got it. To become a member, it's a simple matter of hitting the join button. If you're on mobile, apparently the join option is not there. You have to actually be on a PC. Or maybe a console. Consoles probably have access to it, but there's a join button, and then it's basically a monthly subscription. You can turn on seasons without starting a new map. However, if you've got animals, they strongly recommend that you sell all of your animals before you do that and not have any animals on the map. And there's a very good chance that it will completely reset your fields.
Yes. And if you don't reset your fields, or if it doesn't reset your fields, it can break.
Yep. So it is possible, just not recommended. Oh, Kevin,
Exactly.
where'd you go on vacation, man? I need one of those. Well, I guess I'm not gonna put away the harvester right now. I'm just gonna grab my farm all and a cultivator and get to work. Yeah, the join button should be, as I understand it, just below the video.
If you're on mobile, the join button should be right beside the subscribe button.
Oh, I thought somebody said it wasn't available on mobile.
It doesn't work on some mobile platforms. Apparently, the Apple mobile platform does not like the join button.
Oh, so iPhones aren't.
But I'm watching the stream on my tablet right now, and it's an Android tablet, and it's right beside the subscribe button.
Okay.
But you do have to be subscribed for it to show up. So.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. At this point, I assume you guys are just going to grab cultivators also, right?
Correct.
Correct.
We don't need lime this go around.
Right. Although FF will have to go get his tractor.
Oh, did he leave his tractor out at the new poplar field?
Yep, he sure did.
Yeah, Jordan's not seeing it anywhere on his iPhone apparently, so. iPhones don't like the join button. I'm going to have to write a strongly worded letter to Apple and tell them to fix that.
More than likely, it's probably a bug with the app on iPhone.
Oh, the YouTube app?
Yes, that's probably what the problem is.
Or Apple just doesn't like anybody joining anything that's not Apple?
That's a high possibility too.
Hey, I'm an iPhone user, so
Goes back to the old Google versus Apple.
Yeah, right?
the tech giants are here to stay, and they are going to rule our lives. Between Amazon, Google, and Apple.
And Microsoft.
And Microsoft. And the bloody social media companies. Which, frankly, I wouldn't have any part of personally if it wasn't for this channel. I didn't have a Facebook account before I started the channel.
Really?
Yep. I will say I did on and off again, but I always ended up deleting it. I just get sick of it, and I'm like, man, I'm not doing this anymore. It takes too much time, and I'm not getting any benefit out of it. Oh, and apparently Ben does have the join button on his Android phone, so... Oh, the Lake Erie Campground. That sounds nice. In New York. That sounds very nice, actually. A little camping next to a lake. Do some fishing. Relax.
That sounds like a good time.
Sit in your lawn chair as the sun goes down. Drinking your favorite beverage, whatever that might be. Chilling like a villain. Or whatever the hip kids say these days. Oh, Juicy actually got a pop-up on his phone asking if he wanted to join. I didn't know that happened. I didn't know they were popping up and saying, hey, join this thing.
Didn't know that was a thing either.
And again, it's absolutely not necessary. It's, I mean, clearly you're all individuals who who are free to make your own decisions, but I am not one to sit here constantly asking you for money or anything like that. I do this for fun. That's right, Ed. We can't forget the bloody rocks. To be fair, Ed, I realize that's sort of some British slang, if you will, but at the same time, I picked up on that probably 40 years ago, and I've been saying it ever since. Although, to be fair, my family heritage is from the UK, England to be specific, so maybe it was just in my blood to begin with. Oh, I can imagine, Kevin. I need to. I'm only about 50 miles or less from Lake Tahoe. I need to go over there and watch the sunset sometime. Juicy. Yeah, aren't there parental controls on stuff like that? Don't trust your kid with your credit card. Hey, at least these cultivators work fast.
Oh yeah. Talking about trusting a kid with a credit card, I have a hard time trusting myself with my own credit card.
Are we gonna get a third cultivator working here sometime soon?
We do have a third one working.
Oh. Oh, there he is. My bad. I see him now.
Yeah.
I thought about grabbing the truck and just picking up the rocks, but that can be done later. So
Yeah, two of us can be grabbing cedars and filling them up while the third is picking up rocks.
Cedar should be pretty much full.
Well,
Should
good,
be.
even better.
I think we try to top them off before we put them away.
Oh, Ed's a British squire. And not impressed by that little fact in his family heritage.
You got a trick for me, Juicy. What kind of trick?
Oh, Eric, you're talking about Tahoe? I haven't even been over there yet. I need to go over and check it out. But again, I was saying the forest fire smoke here is so bad right now. Man, I went over to a town last weekend just to do some grocery shopping, and the smoke was so bad. I wanted to spend some time just doing a little sightseeing and looking around, and the smoke was so bad, my eyes were burning so horribly that I just ended up having to turn around and come home. And it just keeps getting worse. Not that far from here in California is the Dixie Fire, and that has burned over 500,000 acres so far. And this weekend has seen it flare up dramatically. A lot of people have lost their homes to forest fire. Over 1,100 structures have burned to the Dixie Fire alone. Now that's a good idea, Ben. Put a tow bar on the back of the cultivator to put in some kind of a trailer that will pick up these rocks as we go along.
Might have to work on that.
Mr. Swede, I don't mind sharing. I've said it on stream many, many times, but as of yesterday, I am 55 years old. Caveman is in his late 20s, and Firefighting Farmer is just a chitlin. Not even 20 yet. That's how you made your first million, Juicy?
If you can make millions doing that, I might just have to give it a try.
Absolutely. Sign me up. 3 accounts. Put away money on the account after payday. Lock it for 3 months. So basically, you've got 3 savings accounts, and your spare money you're putting in one of the accounts for basically a month. Then you lock that and switch to the next one, and just rinse and repeat and keep doing like a circular rotation.
Sounds like a pretty solid plan to me, though.
Yeah, Mr. Swede, we get a really wide range of folks at Harv's World. I'm sure it's true of most YouTube channels, but I've had guys come around who were as young as about 8 years old, and I think the oldest I've run into at this point is about 78. But we do tend to draw a bit more mature crowd for some reason. Three months no spend, 1 month no saving. So you weren't completely just depriving yourself. Every once in a while, you would have extra spending money, that kind of thing. Just this month is going to be my spending spree month, and then I'll get back to saving again. That takes some serious. Oh, there's a word that I'm looking. Well, not just commitment.
So,
Self-restraint.
Yeah.
self-discipline.
That's what I was looking for. That takes tremendous self-discipline. Good for you, man. Once I get, well, I haven't even got my first paycheck yet, but once I start figuring out what kind of money I'm going to have coming in, that's pretty much going to be my focus, is building up the reserves again, because they have been drained quite a bit. Yeah, I could see that. It's just like any other habit. If you develop it and work on it, that muscle grows stronger, and eventually you don't even think about it anymore. It just becomes second nature. Man, we're getting a lot of rocks off the field this time. Look at all that crap.
Caveman hit a piece of gold earlier.
Excellent.
Excellent.
We don't even have to mine for gold now. It just pops out of the ground. We got Ben, who's 41. We've got iPlay, who's 45. Richard Roberts, 32. From Australia. We get a good contingent of Australians to Harv's World also. A lot of Australians and a lot of Canadians. Where's Sharko to speak up for his Canadian brothers?
Apparently not here. I do think we probably have the largest number of Canadians in a Farming Simulator Discord, though.
We do have a lot of Canadians in the Discord, that's true.
Time zones do get confusing.
Juicy's 35. Juicy works a lot of hours, though, if I remember correctly. He's got a pretty labor-intensive job. Bruce is 37. Outstanding, 68. Yeah, we got a nice mix. Real nice mix. We got Jordan, who said he was, I'm pretty sure he said he was 20, yeah, 28. That's what he said. Andrew Baxter is 61 with youthful genes. I have youthful genes too, actually. I was either blessed or cursed with a massive baby face.
I guess it just depends on how you look at it.
Depends on the situation, yeah. Oh, Andrew's 51. Yeah, Ben, absolutely. In fact, I would argue that instead of savings accounts, once you get a certain amount, put it into CDs, and you know those are effectively locked for certain time limits. And then when they unlock, you can just roll them over into new CDs again. You get better interest rates that way. Savings account interest rates are kind of garbage. No, they're not even kind of garbage. They are garbage. The amount of plinking going on this field is actually kind of funny. Plink, plink,
Plank,
plink.
plank. Yep.
Oh, there you go, Eric. Yeah, they'll manage it however you want them to. I would imagine if you gave them orders to notify you when it became available. So or they probably do that anyway, and if you just ignore it, then they'll roll it back over for you. Yeah, Richard, never do business with family. Unless you have a very close, tight-knit family. And I'm talking about supernaturally close and tight-knit. Yeah, too many people run into trouble that way, unfortunately. Sorry to hear that farming didn't work out for you, though. Manitoba. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my, 36-degree average daytime temperature here in Nevada during the winter, and that 1 inch of snow that we get every year.
I'd rather freeze than have to freeze and shovel snow.
Snovel show.
Oops.
That's
Hey,
very
man,
that's very
that's
true.
what the tractor's for.
Yeah, if you got a place big enough to use a tractor. Heck, our sidewalk isn't barely big enough for a snow blower, but we use one.
Oh. When it snows here, I do a lot of snow plowing.
It's a business that doesn't go away.
Provided we have the snow.
Of course. Hence the name.
When you need a heated workshop, you might go ahead and head off and get that truck, FF, and start picking this junk up.
Alright.
We're just a couple passes away from being done. Did we ever decide what we're putting in here officially?
I think we said coffee.
Mm-hmm.
You're
That's
talking
what we
about it.
discussed.
I'll throw it out to the stream and see what these guys think we should plant.
Well,
If not, we'll go coffee.
I'll say keep in mind it does have to be harvestable with the harvesters we have.
Yeah, I know. I did not realize. Bam! Oh, we snuck past each other somehow.
Yeah, the collision box on this is to the tires, not to the end of the disc.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Oh, I'm sure a skid steer would do snow removal quite nicely.
Oh yeah. You can even get snow blowers to go on them too. Man, you can do that. That's beautiful work.
Lithgar, I
Actually,
couldn't
you got a
agree
tab.
more. The good thing about renting is not having to mow the lawn, not having to shovel snow, and if something breaks, you just call somebody else and tell them to fix it. Well, Drew, let me show you what we've got available before you just say corn. Because we got a whole lots of crops available that aren't normal. And right now we're looking at planting coffee, but that could change. We see an awful lot of traditional crops, so when we get the opportunity, we like to take advantage of non-traditional crops when we can. as soon as I get parked up here. Okay. Now I have not tried the sawdust mod. Okay, so here's what we've got. We've got all our traditional crops leading up to here, and then we've got sorghum, millet, rice. We've already done hemp. We've got coffee and cranberry. We've got hops. We can't do lavender, carrots, or onions. We just did poppies, but we do have access to mustard. We cannot do peanuts or tobacco yet, but we do have rye and clover. And I am discounting clover immediately. So those are the non-traditional crops we have, and we're talking about doing coffee next. What do you guys think? The only thing we need for diesel are the poplars. We only need poplars to make our diesel. Luckily. Your picture next to what thing, Blue Fox? I have no idea what you're talking about, bud. What picture next to what thing, man? Refresh my memory. That's going to be a lot of poplar, even with that big strip there that didn't get planted. I just wanted to check out that new field.
Oh yeah, it's going to be quite a bit.
Well, we've got 1 vote for rye, 1 for millet, 2 for coffee. And Juicy thinks like I do, because I picked coffee initially because it was the best-selling crop. Hey, Sai, how you doing? That was a very, very lovely comment you left on the Ravenport walkthrough today. Thank you so much. I actually think I blushed a little bit reading that one. I'm glad you were finding those helpful. Really, really happy to hear that. And welcome to HARV'S World. It's good to have you, really. Oh yeah, we are fully loaded for seeding. Mustard, rye. And we could plant tobacco, we just can't harvest it.
I'm seeing a lot of coffee.
Yeah, I think everyone has spoken, and coffee it is.
I cannot seem to get this to pick stuff up. What am I doing wrong?
Hold right shift and hit L.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
You've been driving around all this time and not picking stuff up.
I've been trying to figure it out. I've never picked anything up before, so.
That's true. Hey, Ozzyod, how you doing?
We'll let
Welcome
it
to the
slide this
stream.
time.
And everybody wants coffee.
Coffee it is. So you want to start on the far side, and I'll start on this side, and we meet in the middle.
I think he's got to get.
Good for lining up.
I think he's got to get stuff out of our way. It looks like he's done this part of the field, so I'll run that direction, and you run. He's going down the right side. Go down a side. There you go, FF. Because as I understand it, that junk on the field will damage our equipment.
And it does even when you hit it, when you're first popping it out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right there.
Which is very unique.
Kind of cool too.
It is very cool. it's a guessing game and exciting at the same time, because then it's like, ooh, what did I hit? What did I find?
Mhm.
Before you tip that stuff, let us know if you picked up anything interesting and cool.
And if you picked up a bottle or a license plate, or
Make sure to separate that out. Yeah.
there's a few other things, make sure to separate them out because they're collectibles.
Before I dump them in.
Yes.
Okay.
Blue Fox, no, I really don't know what you're talking about. I mean, when you update your profile or whatever, it changes your picture, so I don't know what you're talking about, bud. I mean, that's a YouTube Google thing. It's nothing I have any control over. Do you have any idea what he's talking about, Caveman?
I'm just as lost as you are.
What's he asking about?
Well, he's telling me that a year ago, because I remember what happened a year ago. Hey, Farming Sins, welcome to Harv's World. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for joining up. Very much appreciated. And you probably missed this because I announced it earlier, and I will get back to Blue Fox here in just a second. Another benefit, if you are a PC player, we just started up a dedicated server for all Harv's World members, joinable via Discord. If you join the Harv's World Discord, don't forget to link your YouTube account to Discord so that Discord can see that you are a Harv's World member. And then you'll be able to see the dedicated server information. It's running the same map with the same mods. As we add mods here, those mods will get added to the dedicated server. And all mods are downloadable directly from the server. We did activate that particular feature, so you won't have to go digging and you won't have to download them from a separate site. And
I just found aquamarine.
Very nice.
Cool.
Gemstones are always a good thing. Hey, Bradley. Welcome in, bud. Welcome in. So, I don't know. Blue Fox is talking about something where a picture linked to something, and I'm wondering if he's talking about his account or I don't know. I don't know what picture he's talking about. I can't figure
Can't
it
say
out.
I do either.
It's not a Discord thing because he's not in the Discord. He used to be under a couple of old accounts, but no longer. I don't know. I'm completely at a loss. So once we're done planting this field, it'll pretty much be done. It'll need herbicide, but that's neither here nor there. Ah, Louis Hernandez. Yeah, man, welcome, bud. Farming Sins. Okay, I'm going to have to remember that. I'll check you out. And I'm sure everybody picked up on it already, but obviously Louis Hernandez, or Farming Sins, he's a streamer, gamer as well. You might want to check him out, check out his channel, see what he's got going on out there. I honestly haven't seen it yet, so I definitely want to give that a look. This is a bouncy cedar. Look at that thing bounce along the ground. Boing, 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 boing. I'm gonna start
Hey, it
calling...
might be bouncy, but it gets the job done.
Oh, it gets the job done. I'm going to start calling it Frogger.
Frogger. Go ahead.
No worries, Bradley. No worries. Hey, it looks like FRL Lewis. I loved Clarkson's farm. I'll own it. I didn't even know who Jeremy Clarkson was, but anytime I see something about farming, I have to check it out and see what's going on. And I loved Clarkson's farm. A lot of the times it's stupid. I realize it's more about entertaining the masses than it is about genuine farming, but you do see a lot of really interesting stuff. And he does try to cover many different facets of what a new farmer might genuinely go through. He just tries to do it in a comedic way. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Clarkson's farm. There's a chunk of something up here, FF, that you haven't gotten yet. It looks like scrap metal, maybe. Yeah, it was really well done. I got a few good laughs out of it and some eye rolls. The occasional eye roll.
Seems like I must be full, so.
I was gonna say you're starting to get fairly full because I'm starting to get laggy.
Yeah, I got a pretty big lag spike as he came through up here too.
So the bottles have to be manually took out before I dump it into the sorter?
Yes.
Okay.
Bottles, license plates, and there's one other thing over there. I can't remember what that is.
And Bradley, keep in mind that to join the dedicated server does require a membership to Harv's World. Right now it's a members only dedicated server.
Yes, that is true.
Ben, are you talking about the coffee that man, what is that stuff? It's like these little, whoa man, I am lagged like crazy. What's going on here?
It's all the stuff he picked up and got it so close together.
Whoa, I like have no control. Is it that coffee that like these little varmints eat and then they poop it out and then people collect it and then roast the beans? That stuff is like stupid expensive, and there's nothing on this planet that would get me to drink that coffee. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I don't need to make my coffee from digested coffee beans.
I don't know why anybody would want to, but apparently there are a lot of people that like that stuff, so yeah. And hey, Rusty, how's it going?
I saw that. We got a Rusty sighting. How you doing, bud? Good to have you back, as always. Skull Crusher coffee. That sounds like some kind of coffee caveman would drink, though. Skull Crusher?
I drank Death Wish.
Oh, that's right. Death Wish. Rusty, thank you for the birthday wishes, and not quite 60 yet. Only 55, don't push it. Although after this year I'm forever going to be 35 as far as I'm concerned. That's the one, Rusty. Civets. I'm sure they're cute little varmints. I'm still not gonna drink the coffee that comes out of their bum. And okay, so here's the real question. Who wanted coffee so bad and there was such a shortage that they said, I don't care if these guys ate it. I'm going to grab these coffee beans, roast them, and make my coffee because I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that's how it happened too.
No matter what there is, there was always that first person who did it, and you always have to wonder what the heck they were doing. What were they thinking when they decided to come up with this plan? We've got some strange nitrogen levels. Oh, no? Yeah, it's kind of weird.
They're not that weird. At least on my map, they're not that weird. They
What
look like
I'm
they're
seeing on
following
the
what they should.
section that you've done is a very light green color when it should be a darker green, right?
That's about right because it's a different soul type right there. Remember?
Yeah, yeah, okay. That's right, Rusty. More dollars than brain cells. Although, frankly, I'd be happy to be a person with more dollars than brain cells. Some days. Most days I rather like my brain cells.
As long as you have the same amount of brain cells you have now, but still had more dollars in brain cells, right?
Oh, that works. Except I don't think they make that many dollars in the entire world. I mean, you've got billions and billions and billions of brain cells. Even the let's phrase this delicately. The least intelligent person still has billions of brain cells.
I think I got everything off, but if I didn't, let me know.
Well, you can tell us too, because grab your tractor and that third seater.
Alright.
You got a field to get planted.
Apparently it tastes like God came down and left some coffee beans in civet poop. Because why else would people pay hundreds of dollars per pound? And as far as I'm concerned, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Amen to that.
Although I do have to admit, I do prefer Dunkin' Donuts coffee, but that's a bit out of my price range. Even that's a little out of my price range right now until I know where my finances stand from this new job.
Or a Bang cotton, or Bang cotton candy. Those are pretty good.
If Dunkin' Donuts is out of your price range, I guess Death Wish is too.
Rusty. Yeah. I don't want any alcohol that requires people chewing up food and spitting it back into something. What are people thinking? Literally, what are they? They're not. They're clearly not. Or they're desperate. I mean, desperate times. I get that. I know people have been in situations where they're so hungry they will eat absolutely anything. It's like, they're talking about we should be eating more insects because they're high in protein and they're not as hard on the environment and stuff like that. And we should start giving up our animal proteins for insect proteins. And I'm like, nope. I'll bet there's not a cricket on this planet that tastes like a steak. I'll bet there's not.
I don't think there is either.
I bet there's not a mealworm on this planet that tastes like a good piece of bacon or breakfast sausage, or even a pork chop. So you go eat all the mealworms you want. I want my pork chop, and I want my steak, and I want my bacon. And let's not even get started on chicken, because chicken's my favorite.
Well, you can eat alligator.
I guess
Alligator's not that good, if you ask me. But bear and rattlesnake are pretty good.
That's right, Juicy. We all have more than enough brain cells. Some just have less nerve endings to utilize them.
There you go.
And I agree with that, Andrew. I think we talked about that on the last stream, or somewhere recently, that diamonds are not rare. They're not rare at all. In fact, there are enough gemstone-style diamonds on the earth that every man, woman, and child could easily have at least one. But there's a huge monopoly that has controlled the price for decades now. Try Civiac. If you'll eat anything, try Civiac and then say that. It's nastiest food in the world. Actually, crickets and mealworms aren't half bad. Well,
I will say chocolate-covered crickets aren't bad.
I will gladly take you guys' word for it. And I appreciate you.
Grasshoppers.
Oh, I forgot about grasshoppers, yeah.
Grasshoppers have a funny aftertaste.
Vegan meat. Yeah, there are a lot of meat substitutes out there now. Soy burgers and I'm sure they're dialing in the flavors and all of that stuff. And you know, I've got nothing against anybody who chooses to live whatever lifestyle they choose to live. If you're a vegan or a vegetarian or whatever, be my guest. I'm just all I'm saying is I'm not going to be signing up anytime soon. Don't send me brochures. I'm a carnivore. What can I say? I did get on the quinoa kick for a while, where I was replacing. Anytime I would make a rice dish, I would use quinoa. And for those of you who don't know what quinoa is, a lot of people pronounce it quinoa or quinoa.
Still don't know what that is.
Quinoa. So it's a grain that, and this is the downside. So it's a grain that's very high in protein, and was I don't know if it still is now, but it was a staple food for many South Americans and the like, and it was also very, very cheap. So you could buy a lot of it for next to nothing. Well, everybody got on the quinoa is this amazing superfood type grain and started buying it, and the price started skyrocketing. So it's very likely that, you know, consumers have taken a cheap food source from impoverished countries and turned it into something that they can't even afford anymore.
And that's what happens a lot of times, which is sad.
It does. I mean, it's the nature of the world that we live in.
Unfortunately.
Little auks, which are birds, stuffed into seal skin and buried for a few months to ferment. I'm sure that just reeks horribly. It just sounds disgusting. Now, quinoa's not bad, and it does make a respectable rice substitute, especially if you're prone to using white rice like I do. I've never been too big on the wild or brown rices.
Jasmine rice is the best rice.
But that's a traditionally white rice too, isn't it?
It is a white rice. It's a sticky white rice.
Ah, sticky rice. But see, I don't even like sushi, so
Oh yeah, that's true. You don't. I love sushi.
Never had it.
a lot of people do, and I just kind of find it bland and flavorless. I don't I don't get a lot of flavor out of sushi. I mean, you've got dipping sauces you can dip it in, and that starts to add flavor to it. But beyond that, I'm kind of like, eh.
Oh. I mean, there's this place here that makes a really good spicy tuna roll.
That might be okay. I like spicy. I mean, I should say I don't dislike sushi. I just it's.
You've never
kinda,
had any you really liked.
No, and I don't go searching for it because it's not high on my radar by any stretch of the imagination. Have you ever had sushi with salmon on it?
Yes.
Well, here's a little Scandinavian factoid for you. Scandinavians, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm reasonably sure that I'm not because I just read this not too long ago. That if you've had salmon on your sushi, you can thank Norway. Because Norway introduced salmon to sushi. Obviously, sushi is Japanese, but it was the Norwegians who convinced the Japanese to start using salmon in sushi.
Interesting.
Juicy likes Swedish. Alright, I'm gonna butcher this. Surströmming. Surströmming. I don't know what that is, but the name alone makes me question it. No, I just don't know what it is. And that's true, Eric. Yeah, diamonds are all about cut and clarity. There are many, many levels and grades of diamonds from industrial all the way up to the royal gemstone type 18 karat perfectly cut, set in a crown and shoved on somebody's head. Uh-oh. I done run out of seeds.
About ran out too. What's with you, FF? Why ain't you in your tractor plant?
I missed something back there, and I don't see no sense getting the truck for one little rock. So
Oh, he missed a rock.
Oh, fermented. It's a fermented. Yeah, okay. I was right. Surströmming is rotten fish. That's lovely. What is it with people and rotting foods? What the heck is going on with that? Seriously.
No idea.
And you know exactly how that one worked out. Dude, that fish is rotten. I don't care, man. I'm starving. It smells like crap, but this ain't half bad. You should give it a try. Nope. No. I know it smells bad, but you gotta try it. Nope. Ed. I can remember my dad going out to the garden when we go fishing when I was a kid. I can remember my dad taking the leftover fish or the leftover stuff from the fish and going out to the garden and burying it for fertilizer. I very much remember that. Where? There it is. Yeah, venison's not bad. Buffalo's pretty good. Buffalo is actually a leaner version of beef, really. Although you also have beefalo, and I guess buffalo and bison aren't necessarily the same thing either, although I always thought they were.
Thank you, Rusty.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rusty. Very generous. Much appreciated, bud. Thank you.
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
Oh, that's a really good point, Bradley. There's a brain cell that I haven't used in a long time that I think knew that. But it is a fine safety tip. If you ever get stuck underwater in your car or stuck in your car and have to break the glass to get out, you can disassemble the headrest on your seat and use that to break the glass.
Some cars, it's hard to get your headrest out of your seat.
And some of them are locked in. Although, you know, watching the designated or the the defensive driving class that I had to take this week, one of the greatest causes of accident or injuries in accidents is the fact that people do not properly adjust the headrest in their car.
Really?
Yeah, because if you get rear-ended or sometimes even if you hit somebody, it causes your head to whiplash or snap back and injures the muscles and bones in your neck, i.e. whiplash.
That's probably why a lot of modern cars have adjustable headrests.
Oh yeah, that's exactly why.
I don't have a car new enough to have adjustable headrest or a vehicle new enough to have that.
Fair enough. Rusty. Well, sometimes we do that. It depends on how close, you know, whether we can see a police officer close by or not. Although, to be fair, Harv does not own a single firearm anymore. I used to. Never owned a pistol. Had rifles, shotguns.
And my question is, why would it be in the glove box?
You do see that an awful lot in movies where pistols are in people's glove boxes.
I mean, it's supposed to be, it's called a sidearm. It's supposed to be on your side. I mean, that's why they make holsters.
But they're heavy. They pull
They're
your
not
pants
heavy.
down.
Wear a belt. I mean, granted, you can get where the holster is made onto a belt now. I mean, come on.
Try again.
Hey, Michael, how you doing, bud? Welcome to the stream. We're getting coffee planted. Slowly but surely. So we've put in a field of poplars. And we did that because we need to be able to make diesel fuel, and the factory on this map requires poplars to make diesel. Because there is nowhere on this map to buy diesel. So we're going to have to make it all ourselves, which is fine. But it means we have to do the dreaded poplars. No, that's true, Juicy. There are a lot of tools out there that will help you cut your way out of a car. Back in the day when I was a street cop, the tool of choice for our car thieves was a piece of spark plug tied to a shoelace. Swung it at the window, it would shatter. Oh, yeah, I can totally see that happening. You get all that momentum behind that swing, and there are lots of nice little pointy bits on a spark plug. Yeah, I'll bet that would take a window out in no time. And they used to be heavy too. For their size, they were very dense and heavy because they have all that ceramic on them. That's a good point too, Ed. State requirements. Let's see. While in Carson City, give Q's a go. It's Oklahoma and Tex barbecue with a bundle of sauces on the table. That sounds really good, and I'm actually getting really hungry. I just watched a movie the other day about, well, it's not, well, the British underworld. It's a Guy Ritchie movie, though, so you can take it with a grain of salt, but it was called Rock and Rolla. I'm not sure if I liked it or not. I'm still undecided. We're all old school here, Rusty. Even the young guys are old school.
It rubs off.
If they weren't, they wouldn't be hanging out with a bunch of old farts like us. I'm not really seeing much purpose on me going the direction I'm going anymore. So I'm going to let you guys knock those out.
Okay.
Beware of the coffee boar beetle. Well, thank you, Bradley. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that, bud. Rocktopia. What's Rocktopia?
Great. It was just wide enough. Awesome. We've got a planted field of coffee. Been planted and fertilized. Now Harv's going to spray it with herbicide.
I am spraying herbicide, but I told you that the sprayer was a work in progress. Even the herbicide looks like our liquid lime now. Caveman is aware of that little discrepancy, and he's putting more work into this. Like I said, the liquid lime sprayer, very much a alpha testing mod at the moment. There is no beta test on this yet, so he'll get it there. But it's still a cool idea and fun to have. It was a very quick throw together at the last minute, but we wanted to get it on stream, so. And this is available on the Discord dedicated server. And
Only on the dedicated server.
Yep. And Rusty, now that you're back, are you like doing hay for 7,000 head of sheep for your kid now again? I remember you were always working animal feed to help your kid out on his playthrough.
All right, FF, fill up.
We shall have no weed in our coffee. Weeds, plural. We'll have no weeds in our coffee. Well, I'm going to be checking into that again, Farming Sins, because it was my understanding up until today, because I couldn't find a direct link for it, that you could only get it by installing PV tools. But Mouse told me today that Dashnet does have a link for it. So I need to go track that down. He's got a Mediafire link for it, but it's not. I want to say it's not publicly advertised. You know, it's not like you can Google it and find a link to it, because I Googled everything I could think of and checked every website associated with the map maker, and I could not find it. PV Tools will definitely throw it in there for you, though. There is one little spot over here that got missed, but I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
I think we're going to get this field finished up and then probably call it a day.
I've still got a farmyard to clean up, but
Well, and that's exactly what it is, Louis. It's basically a production version of No Man's Land. That's what I would call it, right, Caveman?
I'd say that's pretty close. Pretty accurate.
There is a cool feature on this map that I have to show you guys one of these days, too. It's actually very clever and creative. But not today. I know. It sucks when somebody teases something like that and then doesn't follow through, right? Sorry. But he did build something in that's pretty darn neat. And there's a lot of things that are pretty darn neat, but this one thing is never seen it anywhere else before. All right, Juicy, thanks for spending time with us, man. Always good to have you here. You take care, bud. Don't give your kids access to your credit cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks to me as I'm going across this, we butchered this field just a little bit. There's a bunch of missed rows and whatnot. It's all good.
No.
It's not like it's going to kill our profitability. So, what's the poppy price right now? Can somebody take a look at that? Is it falling, rising?
Poppy price. I gotta find it.
That's no small chore in itself.
Poppy price is sitting at $8.11 at the county store. And it's not going up or down.
I don't think that's a great price, though. Do you?
I don't know what prices generally are on this map, to be honest.
Yeah, but I thought when we decided to do poppies that price was sitting over 1,000. So far, I mean, just getting started, we need to bring in all the money we can, and we've been making our crop decisions based on profitability. So I don't know.
What economic difficulty are we on again?
Normal.
I got a feeling that it's probably going to be 1200. It's going to be about the max.
And if 1,200 is the max, about 1,000 is average then. So we're a little low. Just a little bit low. Just like the sun right now.
Yeah, just like the sun right now.
I knew that was going to happen. Darn it. I was trying to finish off this field in just one last pass, and I botched it. Botched it brutally. Well, to be fair, it was pretty bloody narrow. That's a good point too, I play. It would be nice if maps included, you know, what's the price in this location. Because map makers do change that, and especially when you've got new crops like we've got on here, you don't know how those crops work with the local economy. Thanks, Ed. Thank you so much, man. You take care. Have a great rest of your weekend, or a great Monday. Whichever one you want, man. But thanks for spending time with us. Appreciate you being here, bud. I've got a few little places I want to touch up. Yeah, absolutely, I play. Absolutely, they know exactly what they're up against. So it would be nice if we had some kind of something included that it would give you a feel for what the local economy, how it functions.
Yeah, that would be a beautiful thing to be included.
Come on. Oh, that was a false alarm. Alright, I think we are done with this field.
It looks pretty good to me.
Should be fully fertilized. We should not have any weeds. And our hemp. Hemp takes a long time to grow, apparently. It's still got a few days.
Things looking pretty good on that field so far.
All right, Kevin, you take care, bud. And I think that's going to do it for us, too. I think we're going to call it a day. As always, we very much appreciate you joining us. Always love chatting with you guys and seeing where we're going, what we're doing, and how it's all going to sort itself out. Been a very good stream, and as always, we appreciate you being here with us. And I just said that, now I'm repeating myself. Anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you all again very soon. Take care, everybody.